Hi loves, so this is the conclusions quick tutorial, mini lesson for research. As you can see down here I have the upside down triangle for the intro and the opposite regular triangle for the conclusion, and while that's a bit maybe elementary or sophomoric for us, keep in mind that that's kind of, we bring them in, the readers, and we send them back out with our conclusions, so that's where we're headed. So with conclusions, we basically think about them as the R's. There's the review and recap, where you revisit the thesis and recap your main arguments. The reflect and relate, to leave your audience thinking about the significance or implications of your message and what your argument was. And then also the reach to touch the world. Why is this deeper understanding so essential? So review is not restate your thesis, and you take your thesis and simply just revisit it. Take your most essential argument and rewrite it. For example, in Ima's paper, her thesis was, although the current trend of education promotes standards-based learning, teachers must not forget the importance of imagination in the classroom. You can go about identifying what were the key ideas from that thesis and then think about how you might say them in a new way. So try circling the most important words or phrases that you want to include in your revisit in order to stay focused. So, whoops, I chose not forget, importance of imagination, and in the classroom. And in Ima's revisit, which I can't really see, the role of imagination in American education is dwindling, and educators need to remember to reimagine, is her revisit. So again, the role of imagination in American education is dwindling, and educators need to remember to reimagine. So that's her revisit, being able to take these ideas and just restate them in a new, not restate, but revisit them in a new way. So the next part is to recap, not restate your main arguments by addressing your conclusions that you draw from your subtopic. So take your main subtopic ideas and reflect on how these ideas build on one another and work together overall. Over here you'll see how Ima took all of her sort of conclusion sentences, so not just the topic, but rather what she's saying about the topic, and she just listed them verbatim. Then she was able to summarize her overall argument over here. So you can pause and take a moment to check out what she ended up with. Welcome back. We have the reflect relate is the next step in the conclusion process, where you leave the reader thinking about the implications and the importance of the bigger picture. And while we reach into the bigger picture in the last slide, this is more really talking about, this is your chance to draw your own conclusions from your overall argument. So how you choose to reflect relate depends on what you're arguing. If you're suggesting an action or commenting on how the argument is important in the grand scheme of the country, globe, humanity, etc., you can kind of do that. So it's really up to you, but you have to really think about, this is not just recapping everything. You've already done that. It's time to take that recap and think about what are some conclusions that you have drawn from your research. Don't allow just the other sources that you have to draw the conclusions for you. It's about synthesizing their ideas and with your own ideas and coming to a new conclusion, something new that you can add to this overall dialogue of research. So Ima's down here. By doing so, they will ensure the students in the future United States will be able to engage in the creative outside of the box thinking that they need to innovate the changing 21st century world of work and of living as they confront the questions and problems and possibilities the future will bring. So this is her just discussing the implications of if imagination is re-implemented or refocused upon, then the implication of that really is how those kids will function in the 21st century and the changing need for creativity in the workplace. And then finally is the reach to touch the world. Why is this deeper understanding so essential? This is where you circle back and revisit maybe your hook or bring closure, but you also open up by reaching back into the real world as you did with your big opener. So Ima's reach was, it's time to start heeding the words of Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. It is time to make a difference and to use imagination to do so. So she kind of just takes that and reaches back into Robert Frost. Why is that deeper, essential understanding important in the greater scheme of things? We have to take the road less traveled by as educators and reimagine and incorporate imagination into the world. So, but that'll be endemic to whatever your topic is. So just remember, let's go back. Review and recap, reflect and relate, reach.